Imagine this. One day you think you've got life all figured out. You've been doing the same thing for 20 years, and then bam, literally everything changes. And you're left wondering, how do I even begin again? Starting over isn't just a restart, it's a chance to build and rebuild yourself even stronger. And let me tell you how I know. Welcome to Random Candace Thoughts. I'm Candace, and today we're going to talk about something super personal because I figured it's the best way to start the first episode of the podcast. How starting over again and again and again has shaped and built my resilience to something stronger than I ever thought it would be. You could start with like leaving the military, building a business, or navigating life as a mom, and then as a nana to a 17-year-old that got pregnant. Starting over is not easy, but it's definitely taught me some of my most valuable lessons. Let's get into it. I spent 21 years in the military, and I was good at my job. I don't pat myself on the back nearly enough. Honestly, my family tells me that all the time, but I was good at my job. I was really good in the Air Force. I knew what I was doing, and I got promoted to Chief Master Sergeant E9 in less than 20 years without a stratification, which at that time was a big freaking deal. Now, if you're a civilian, that's like getting a promotion without having a recommendation yet. I got it based off of my work ethic and what I did in my career. And then the Air Force sent me to Turkey, which was a short tour, meaning I would be there for 1 year without my family. At the time, I was married and we had 6 kids, and we lived in North Carolina, and I worked at JSOC. I originally did not get approved to go because I have a history with mental illness, anxiety, depression, so on and so forth. And when you put someone in that type of environment, especially away from their family with limited resources for help, it can sometimes make them worse. So, because I didn't want to be seen as a piece of crap chief master sergeant, especially since I just got promoted and I was a baby. I was a baby in time and service. And I didn't want to be stopped from going. I didn't want that to determine my career. So I fought and I had someone else, I had a second opinion and I got it overturned. And off to Turkey I went in July of 2020. Mind you, that's right in height of COVID, guys. Like, it wasn't an easy place to be. You had to go into quarantine for like 2 weeks when you first got there. You had to wear a mask everywhere you went. There were meetings every day about COVID and different people getting sick. On top of that, I missed my kids. It's the longest period of time I had ever been away from them. Especially, we were on completely different time zones. When I was waking up, they were going to bed and vice versa. So it was really difficult to continue a relationship with them when I barely got to speak to them. Long story short, I let my mental health and my abuse of alcohol get the best of me. I made poor decisions. The biggest one being I had an affair. Probably one of my biggest regrets in my life. And my husband Charlie knows this, it's not a secret. I don't regret many things, but my biggest regret in life is how badly I hurt my ex-husband with that entire ordeal. It's not something I'm proud of, and it's not something I ever want to make anybody feel again. It changed me as a person because we grew up together. He was my best friend growing up, and I really hurt him. And that's a big regret that I have in my life. I don't regret, everything that's happened after that because my life is my life and I love my life. But I do regret hurting him. It just is what it is. Sometimes we make poor decisions and other people get affected by it as well. So, anyways, I had an affair, made a bad decision, unravel, lots of many other things. I lost my rank, I lost my career, I lost my family, I lost my friends. peers that I could talk to about pretty much anything and everything all of a sudden became ghosts. Mentors, that was the worst. That was the worst. Disappointing my mentors and people that had literally placed me in. Hey, love, what's up? You sure? I'm recording my podcast. I might be done with it by then. But if you're okay, I love you. Bye. Anyways, letting down my mentors, people that had put me on tracks to win. They had nominated me for awards and positions and jobs, and I let them down. And that was hard. Luckily for me, my parents weren't around to see it because my mom got sick New Year's Eve, 2020. In fact, I didn't even tell her that I was going through an investigation. I didn't tell her anything that was going on. Months later, my sister would tell me that my mom knew that she could sense something and she had mentioned it to her. So she did know me pretty well. Look, I got goosebumps. But yeah, so I let a lot of people down. And when I came back from that, my life was completely different. A career that I had literally built my entire life around, my family had built their life around, was all of a sudden was gone. And I was making my own decisions and trying to figure out where we were going to go and what we were going to do. I was scared. I was real scared. But I knew that I didn't want to be responsible to someone else. I didn't want to have to answer to anybody. That was a hard transition. That was a hard transition. After I lost my mom in January of 21, she passed away about 11 days after she got diagnosed positive with COVID. 11 days. I did not leave Turkey. I made a decision to stay there because I was undergoing investigation. I was finding myself in some hot water. My mom passed away. A week later, I was fired from my job and pretty much ostracized from everyone that I could have been in contact with while I was there. And I stayed in my house. I went to the gym and I went to my house and I drank and I drank and I drank a lot every day. And then in February, in February, I tried to take my life and failed, luckily, right? The pain of losing my mom, I think, was my final mental health break while I was there. I got through it. I woke up the next day and I got through it. And then I just realized that it wasn't my time and I needed to get home to my kids. And then that became my goal. And eventually I did. One viral TikTok happened when I got home. And that's when I decided that I could do this. I wanted to create content. It would be fun. And that's a whole nother path, right? So, I mean, the bottom line, it was scary. Probably one of the scarier things I've ever been through. But coming out of that, then it was just scary. But now I can look back and I know that I had so much growth in there because change is uncomfortable, but you have to have change to grow. It's necessary for you to change and grow and become a better person and become a better version of yourself. Embrace the change. Embrace the change. I've built my resilience by failing. Honestly, I've failed at so many things. I've failed at lots of things: work, parenting, being a wife, marriage, right? I've failed at lots of things. I know that when I fail, I can learn from it, right? When things don't go the way that I necessarily planned them, I look back at it and I've got the goosebumps right now. I take the good, the bad, the ugly, and I try and find how I can make it better and how I won't make the same mistakes again because that's just the definition of insanity, right? Doing the same thing over and over and over again. Craziness. I've had a lot of failed business attempts. I've had a lot of failed content on social media. I've had a lot of failures, but resilience isn't always built from success. It's built After you pick yourself up after you fall, that's where your resilience is built. Nobody can do that for you. Another thing that has helped me get through and build my foundation of resilience is really the power of small wins. Like, you don't understand how celebrating small wins, like hitting milestones in your weight, in your content, in any journey that you're going on, pick a small win and it will help you stay motivated. That has got me through the years I wasn't making any money doing this, doing what I'm doing right now. The years I wasn't making money, the only thing that kept me going was celebrating the small wins. And luckily, a community of women that were like me that helped me celebrate the small wins, and I helped them celebrate theirs. So I wasn't doing it alone. That's it. It will help you stay motivated because progress, no matter how small, builds confidence and resilience over time, no matter how small. Celebrating the small wins will make you feel better. Listen, if you're just starting over, take your big goals, break them into smaller, more manageable goals. Things that you can check off, maybe things that you can see on a page that you can check off, no matter how small they are. Make them manageable. Always surround yourself with supportive people. And I get it. Not everybody is going to have the rock star support of their partner or the cheerleaders from their kids or their friends or their family. Not everybody is going to have that, and that's okay. You have to surround yourself with some type of supportive people. I always tell my clients in my social circle group that that's okay. Because 9 times out of 10, they can't understand your vision, anyways. They can't see what you can see because they don't have the education and the knowledge that you do. So find a partner, find somebody that you can bounce ideas off of. My business partner and bestie, Jennifer, and I have bounced more ideas back and forth off of each other and created great things by sharing our brain power, right? Two heads are better than one. Makes sense. So surround yourself with supportive people. And if you don't have that and you're looking for it, make sure you look at the show notes and join the Social Circle VIP, where we will literally help you along the way. Like, that's what we're here for, to help you celebrate those small wins and keep you motivated. Without that motivation, you'll give up. You'll pull the plug. Something else that might help you is journaling. Keep track of your growth. I could show you my last year's calendar. In fact, I will. Here's last year's calendar. No, that's not last year's calendar. Never mind. Last year's calendar, where I would go through and write down how many followers. TikTok, let's see, on this day, January 14th was a Sunday. And it looks like on Instagram, I had 3,853 followers. Today, I have 32,000. Keeping track of that, I could see that every day that I was growing, and it kept me motivated. You can also recognize patterns in the way that you feel and the way that other things make you feel when you write them down. Grab a calendar. This is mine. I have a calendar. Every day I wrote down important things that happened, how I felt, things that made me feel good or bad. That way I can reflect back on it and make positive changes. Random life lesson segment. I'm going to have 4 different segments, I think, in this pod. And this is just one of them because it's Random Candace Thoughts. So this is just a random life lesson. In today's random life lesson, just remember that you're stronger than you think, but you truly won't know it until you're tested. Starting over shows what you're really capable of. And if you're having to do that right now, just know you're not alone. And there are supportive people that will help you through it. But you're the number one person that has to get yourself through it first. You're the one that has to build your resilience and put yourself on the pedestal because you deserve to be there. Thanks for hanging out with me today on Random Candace Thoughts. And if you're in the middle of your own fresh start, I am cheering you on. New episodes are going to drop every week. So let's just keep on building that resilience together. My name's Candace, and this has been Random Candace Thoughts. Welcome to Random Candace Thoughts. I'm Candace, mom, nana, content creator, and your favorite Florida chick with a million ideas. Here we chat about everything from mindset to making money online with a sprinkle of random life lessons. Buckle up. Let's get started. You're listening to Random Candace Thoughts, where I share my unfiltered take on life, business, and all the random things that pop into my head. I'm your host, Candace, a Florida mom, content creator, and professional overthinker. Let's get into it.